Hey there, I'm Tammy at All About Living, and today we're going to make liver and onions. Randy used to hate liver, would not even entertain, and I don't know why, because I love liver, okay? So I kept making it here and there, a little along, and I came across a Martha Stewart cookbook, and she cut her liver into little bite-sized pieces, salt and peppered it, and fried it. And I thought, well, okay, we can do this. I mean, that's all I do anyways, put salt and pepper on it. I just always left it whole. Did the same thing, made my gravy. Well, if you do it separately but together, it's crunchier and he likes it better. So if you have somebody who's kind of on the fence with liver, maybe you could try it this way and see if it would help. And welcome to my outdoor kitchen in the deep woods of North Florida. The ingredients are really, really simple. All you're going to need is some potatoes for your mashed potatoes, salt and pepper and butter. And then for your liver, all you're going to need is some liver, some onions, 1 cup of all-purpose flour in a Ziploc bag, your salt and pepper. And that's a little bit of beef bouillon, just in case I need it. I'll taste my gravy and then see. Oh, and lard. You're going to need like 1/4 of a cup of lard. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is cut our potatoes and get them started. As you can see, to make mashed potatoes, I just kind of do the chunks. Chunky monkey. Actually, if I wasn't doing a video, I'd do it by hand right over the stove. That's how I would do it. But, so you can see what I'm doing. There you go. Oh, one more. Got one more. Whoop. Okay, for 4 potatoes, I probably put about 1 quart of water in this pot, and we're just going to drop those in without getting them all over the stove. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong. Here we go. We're going to get the lid on. Going to get a high flame and start those potatoes to boiling. Now we're going to cut our onions, and the amount of onions you use is entirely up to you. If you like a lot of onions, then you put a lot of onions in there, which we do, so I am. And I'm just cutting them in moons. You could get all fancy and do them in rings, but I don't. And don't forget, don't throw this away. You bought it, you paid for it, use it. Put it in your freezer. And when you go to make veggie broth or beef broth or anything, pull it out and you already have it. right, now that's done. We're going to take that off of our cutting board. All right, let's get this beef liver cut up. And the easiest way to do this is when you take it out of the freezer, put it in your fridge. Just, maybe a couple of 3 hours before you're gonna cut it, because you want it still really good and cold. Makes it a whole lot easier to cut. And then I'm just gonna cut it, all 4 pieces, all at one time. And I'm gonna cut them in thin slices. Okay. And y'all know it is bloody. That's not dirt under my fingernails. That's liver. Alright. Anyway, thin slices, just, half inch. All the way down. Okay. And then we'll start to kind of open them up. See, this one was good and still frozen good. Anyway, see, and then you can just peel it apart. But that makes sure that all your pieces are uniform. But it is messy, but you need to find the end of the liver and then pull it down. You're just, see the small little strips? That's what you need, that's what you're looking for. Anyway, like I said, it makes it so much easier to take apart if it's still partially frozen. Now you don't want it all the way frozen because then you can't get it apart. And then if you let it completely thaw, then it's really bloody and messy. Okay, my meat's all separated. Now I'm going to take that Ziploc bag with my cup of flour and I'm going to open it up, roll it down, and I'm going to put right at a teaspoon of salt in there. And I'm going to put lots of pepper, which is going to take a minute. This is a really handy dandy pepper grinder that one of my subscribers sent me, and I am tickled to death with it. But it does take a minute. But y'all, fresh ground pepper is so much better than the ground stuff. Okay, now we're gonna hold that back, straighten the bag back up, and we are gonna shake it, shake it, shake it. Get all that salt and pepper all into our flour. Okay, and I'm going to salt my beef. Not terribly, because I do have it in there, but I do want to make sure that all my pieces of liver have salt. Well, let's just go ahead and get it in the bag while my hands are dirty. Okay, so we're going to lift this down out of the way. And we're going to put our liver in the bag. We're going to close that bag up, nice and tight. And then I'm going to clean my hands. Now we're going to shake the shake of that bag. I'm going to make sure that all that liver is nice and coated. We don't have any lumps and clumps. All got to get coated. All right, now we're ready to get our pan hot. All right, you guys know the drill. If you've watched our channel any length of time, you know I want that pan hot before I ever put anything in it. And I'm shooting now for a medium flame. And I'm gonna get that pan good and hot. Okay, my pan's hot now. And y'all know I use lard. I don't play around with vegetable oil. I use the real thing. And I'm gonna start with about a half a cup. Bang, bang, bang. Actually, y'all, I'm gonna take a little out. You're really just looking to have, you know, like a 1/4 of an inch in there. You just want enough to brown one side of your onions and one side of your liver. So that's all you need. Okay, now we're just going to brown these onions just a little bit. Just get them soft. All right, we got to switch gears here. I got to check my potatoes, and they are done. And I'm not going to take them out of the water yet because I don't want them to get cold. So I'm just going to turn it off and just let them sit. Now we're going to watch our onions. Okay. Yeah, there we go. We just want to get them separated and get them soft. That's all I'm looking for right now. When I go to put them back in the gravy, that's when I'll make sure that they're done. Okay, my onions are good and wilted now. So I'm just gonna do a simple little drain and take them out of the grease. Okay, now see how nice and coated they are? And they're gonna sizzle, yep. And you don't want to overcrowd your pan. You'll probably, for a pound, you'll probably need like 2 to 3 loads. They're out. All that I want in the pan is in there right now. We're going to give them a minute or two because it is liver and it is very thin and it doesn't take very long to cook. We're just going to brown it and flip it and it's done. Okay, they're ready to flip now. They're starting to turn brown all the way around the edges on the outside. That lets me know it's almost done. See there? Look at that nice crisp backside. Nice and crispy. And all you're looking to do now is just crisp up that back side and they are done. And we'll transfer them out to another plate and get another load in. Oops. And don't splash yourself. That grease is hot. course, if you got an apron on, you might save yourself. Alright. Okay, these are done. I'm ready to move them out. I'm just going to pick them up and lay them on a platter with a paper towel to drain some of that off. And I'm going to just continue on and get the rest of them cooked up, and then we'll make that gravy. Okay, last batch, nice and done, crispy. Get those to drain, and then we'll start on that gravy. Yep. Now I'm going to use, because I'm going to throw this away after doing the liver, I'm just going to use this flour, and I'm going to put a tablespoon and a half of flour, and I'm going to use my gravy whisk and whisk that all around and get that flour nice and brown. Make sure I don't have any lumps. Make sure it browns. And you want to constantly stir because you don't want it to stick and you don't want it to burn. Now I'm a nice pretty brown color. So I'm going to add a little water at a time out while I'm stirring. So that I don't get my gravy to lumping. And I don't make a mess everywhere. See, isn't that gravy turning out so pretty? I'm going to add a little more water. And then I'm going to give it a taste and see if I need to add salt and pepper or a little of that beef bouillon. Yep, I'm going to use a little bit of this beef bouillon. What I'm going to do is probably a teaspoon. And it's very, very salty, so I'm not going to add salt. But I am going to add that pepper. And at this point, I'm going to add a little more water because I'm getting a little too thick. Not much. I probably added 1/4 of a cup. But that should make more than enough gravy for our mashed potatoes and for dipping. Okay, and you can see I used just a little over 2 cups of water, or right at, a 1/2 quart. That gets you in this ballpark. That's more than enough gravy probably for 4 people. Okay, now at this point, you're going to add your onions back in. And turn it down low, low, low. And let those onions soak up that gravy flavor. Or let your gravy soak up the onion flavor, however you want to put it. And while that's going on, I'm going to get those potatoes drained and make my mashed potatoes. Okay, I've got my potatoes drained. I completely drained all of the water out. I'm going to salt it, and I just do it by sight. How much ever salt you like in your mashed potatoes. I like a lot of pepper. And Randy adjusted my grinder So it's putting it out pretty thick right now. So I'm gonna call that good. I'm gonna get some butter. I'm gonna get, we like a lot of butter too. Don't judge me. There you go. And I'm just going to mash them up just like that. Now, if you see that your potatoes are a little thick, you can always add some milk, but you can't take it out. And nobody likes runny mashed potatoes, so. And we don't mash them to death or run an emulsion blender in there. I just do like that so that there's always a few lumps in there. And they know they're not instant potatoes. There we go. That's it. That's all I do to those potatoes for when I'm making gravy. Okay, and if you guys noticed, I had my little green pot sitting up here. It has Hoppin' Johns in it that I made last night for dinner. And we had a lot of leftovers, and they were so, so good. Well, we're going to have them as a side tonight with our liver and onions and mashed potatoes. And up there in La La Land somewhere, we can leave a link for the Hoppin' Johns. Y'all, they are good. Good. All right, I hope you enjoyed our video today, and I really hope you give liver this way a try. Like, subscribe, share, join our channel, whatever you like. Come back and see us. Bye.